はい、皆さんごきげんよう。ジャパニーズリストリーム、今回はね、RPG リミットブレイク。日本語でミラー配信させていただきます。はい、ごきげんようですわ。ね、もうあと数分で始まってしまうんですけれども、最初のね、挨拶というか、イベント紹介をさせていただこうかなと思います。この後ね、カウントダウン終わるとすぐさまね、本家の方オープニング始まってしまうので、その前に少しだけね、皆さんにこのイベントの紹介をさせていただければなと思って出てきた次第です。はい、喋りは得意じゃないですが頑張ります。ということで、RPG リミットブレイク2024、今日のですね、2時半から始まります。終わりはいつっていう話になるんですけれども、5月の26日の日曜日です。24時間、切れ目なくやっていこうという、非常にね、強烈なイベントになる。さあ、名前の通りね、RPG 作品にフォーカスした RTA イベント、スピードランイベントですね、となっておりますので、RPG に興味のある方、またはね、やったことあるよっていう方とかね、いらっしゃると思うんですけれども、ぜひぜひ楽しんでいただければいいなと思いながら、リストリームで配信させていただこうということになっております。タイトルのね、平均時間が実は非常に長いんですけれども、その中に、綿密なね、戦略等もいっぱい含まれてますので、なかなかこう、見応えのあるのが続くんじゃないかなと思います。さあ、今回のイベント、ユタ州ソルトレイクシティオフラインで開催されているとのことです。今回の RPG リミットブレイク2024も例年に引き続き、ナショナルアライアンス・オブ・メンタル・イルネス、通称 NAMI ですね。NAMI と書いて NAMI と、我々の方でもね、呼ばせていただいておりますけど、こちらを支援するためのチャリティー RTA イベントとなっておりますので、皆さんよろしくお願いします。NAMI はですね、精神疾患を持つ方やその家族、心の不調や悩みを持つ方をね、支えることを目的に設立された、非営利団体です。さて、寄付を募るという形になってるんですけれども、特定のね、ゲームには寄付と関連しまして、カテゴリーの変更やエンディングの選択等がね、設定されていることがあります。各項目ごとにですね、設定された目標金額を達成されたときに変わってくると。ルートが変わってくるとか、やることが変わってくるとかですね、あったりとか、キャラクターの名前を決めましょうみたいな話もあったりします。こちらね、ビットだったりとか、ドネーションインセンティブだったりとかというふうに呼ばれるものになります。寄付額に対する、報酬はですね、URL からご確認いただけますので、そちらの方もね、 チェックしてください。さて、直接の寄付以外にもですね、間接的に寄付するという方法があったりとかね、あるんですけれども、イエティ等で販売されている RTA リミットブレイク2024コラボグッズを購入することで間接的に寄付が可能なのでね、グッズを購入したいなっていう時にはそちらを選んでいただくといろいろと、貢献もできたりなんて形になるかと思います。さて、スケジュール、ですね、チャット欄の方にもスケジュールと書いて、いただいていますね。こちらのスケジュール見ていただくことでですね、今後の予定がわかるかと思います。あと10秒になってしまいました。さあ、RPG リミットブレイク2024、これからオープニングが始まります。皆さん、楽しんでください。
Hello out there to everybody watching us on both Twitch and YouTube this year. We want to welcome you all in to RPG Limit Break 2024. We are incredibly excited about a full week full of RPG speedruns and everything in between. So we're going to go ahead and get this party started. We have here with us today HeroicSpiritGamer.
Hello.
We have Netara.
Hi, everyone.
And we also have Rob. He is our representative here from NAMI, or the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And we'll be talking to him shortly about what it is that he does for the organization and how he helps us out. But before we get there, I want to turn it over to my co-hosts here. Netara, I'll start with you. How are we feeling?
So hyped, so ready. Been here since Thursday, and we're ready to go, everyone.
Oh, yes. Yep. Very ready. Gamer, how about you? How you feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. I've been here since Thursday as well. I've been here since before the movers even got here, so it's really been an adventure. But yeah, no, we're all definitely all good to go. It's going to be a great week.
Yeah, setting up this room that we are in to facilitate everything that we're going to do all week long is no small feat. Okay. So a huge thank you to all of the folks that like yourself that do get here early in order to get this going. And Rob, how are you feeling?
Doing good. We've been looking forward to this for quite a while. So thanks for having us again.
I'm glad. Yes, big same for all of us here. So,
awesome.
So let's kind of start off by talking to you again. Like I said, Rob is our local representative here in Utah, where we are live here in Salt Lake City for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I want you to start out by telling the folks what your involvement with NAMI is, kind of your background and things like that.
Yeah, so I've been doing mental health work for over 20 years. And I think the issue that I see is folks who experience mental health conditions, they then experience all kinds of other stuff, unfortunately. They're more likely to live in poverty. They're more likely to experience homelessness. They're more likely to experience co-occurring disorders, substance use, et cetera. And they have such a hard time accessing treatment. And that's really the goal of NAMI, is to advocate for better policies at a national and local level, as well as make sure that folks who need the care have access to it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it's kind of a never-ending battle. But you know, we get wins and we have some losses, and we continue forward, because sometimes it is frustrating. But at the end of the day, we know that we're improving lives. And that's the whole piece, I think. And so
absolutely,
you've mentioned a couple times in here the access part of it.
Yeah.
Can you go into a little more about like those methods of access that folks have for the resources that NAMI provides?
You know, I'm gonna talk about one thing kind of specifically in terms of how access to services has changed recently. I'm going to talk about the 988 crisis number.
Yes, please do. Yes.
So that's a pretty big shift. Honestly, Utah has been involved in the genesis of that for 15 years, trying to get that going at the national level. And what we're really trying to do is sort out, when I have a mental health condition, I would really much prefer to have social workers and peer supports and mental health professionals respond.
Absolutely.
Really, rather than law enforcement. They're much better trained. It's a much better issue.
Yeah.
And so for us, 988 is a step in that correct direction where I'm accessing the appropriate services.
Yeah.
And so NAMI's been involved in that for years at the national level, all across the states. And so that's a really big piece.
Yeah.
But if we talk about accessing NAMI specifically, NAMI.org is a great place to start.
Great place to start.
Because we're going to talk about some advocacy work and some other pieces, but you can get information there. You can find your local NAMI chapter, which we are. We're NAMI Utah, so we're here in Utah, and we've been here for 35 years. Nationally, NAMI's been around for 45 years.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, we're embedded in the culture, and we're really trying to make sure that we can improve things. Sometimes it seems like maybe not, but we're working.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And like you said, it's a never-ending battle. You know, but obviously it's not one where, you know, you just say you toss your hands and give up. I mean, you're fighting the good fight. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That is and what you do, again, it's tireless work, because it's something that needs to constantly be addressed. You know, it's not just something that goes away. It's something that's dealt with in some cases.
Yeah. And I don't like to think about how it could be worse. I like to think about, like, we're at a level, and, like, again, if we didn't have support from organizations such as yours, things could be so much worse. So it's like, as it is, like, could we be better? Of course. But like you say, it's that constant battle, and we're so glad that services like yours exist.
Yeah.
You know, and one thing I will say too is talking about that. Just yesterday, we had our NAMI walks, and we had all kinds of partners from all across the state come together and really say, hey, we care about mental health in our community, and here's what we're going to do, and we're going to work together to make sure that, you know, we have kind of this unified voice around let's improve access and let's improve the care that people receive, and and you know, just that whole piece, and it works better if we have partners.
Absolutely. We have to work together on these things.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, something that RPG Limit Break and the National Alliance on Mental Illness have been doing for many, many years now. There's a reason why we continue to partner with an organization like yours, because of all of the great work that you do. Now, part of this great work involves, you know, kind of, we've referenced it before. There are some obstacles. There's some things that need to be overcome. And we're just not talking about people at a personal level for what they're dealing with, but just also kind of in the general picture.
Yeah.
I want you to take a minute to talk about that, if you could.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we do continue to experience barriers to care. You know, things like decreasing access to services by decreasing things like Medicaid. Medicaid pays for a lot of you know, mental health services across the country. We also see things like, you know, the lack of gender affirming care, you know, and that's a huge one, because unfortunately, when we start going down that road, we see things like increased suicide, et cetera, et cetera. And so we really want to make sure that there are no cultural barriers to, you know, the needed supports that people need. Also, you know, we really want to improve community support. And we don't always need a crisis line, but maybe we do need someone to talk to.
Yes.
And so I would say, you know, NAMI on a national level has a support line that they run, NAMI.org, and their phone number is on there. And most of the state organizations do something similar, as does NAMI Utah. We have very experienced folks on the phones, both family members as well as people with lived experience who answer calls. They know resources in the community, and it's just a nice place to talk. A lot of times I'm learning about a mental illness. I don't know really what it is, and I have no idea to who to turn. I can't call a doctor. They're not going to talk to me at that level. So, you know, it's those community pieces as well that can be so important.
You know, and I'm glad that you mentioned the learning, because raising awareness is obviously such a critical part of helping the general public deal with mental illness, even if they're not experiencing it themselves. Having that empathy for others that are going through it, and being able to understand, recognize, and know that they need help, but also being aware of the fact that there are resources that they can go to. That we don't want them barking up the wrong tree, as they say. We want them to know that there is dedicated and really useful resources like what NAMI provides that are out there for the general public. But, you know, like we were talking about before, you know, there are some barriers to that. There are some obstacles. How would you recommend to those that want to contribute to kind of breaking down those obstacles and barriers? Like what are some ways that people can contribute to that, or what can they do?
Yeah, so I'll talk about a couple of things. So one is, educate, because when I'm educated, I can be more empathetic and I can be more compassionate to folks, because that's kind of a baseline piece. Like if I can have empathy for someone, they're going to feel better, I'm going to feel better, and we're all going to have a better outcome.
Sure.
Another piece I would say is watch for stigma. Stigma, unfortunately, still exists. Like if I'm experiencing a mental health condition, stigma is one of the reasons I don't seek support. People are going to think poorly of me, I'm going to be treated differently, et cetera, et cetera.
Exactly.
So when you see those examples, you know, work to fight that. I mean, that's one of the reasons that NAMI existed, you know, started in the first place.
Yeah.
You know, the other piece is that we can get involved on kind of our local and national like advocacy level.
Yeah.
And so here's an ask for your audience, for anyone who is out there.
Pay attention.
Is go to find out about who are your local representatives and senators, and send them an email. Find out who your people are. There's usually websites that your states have. The Utah one, le.utah.gov, super simple. Okay. So we do those kinds of things. Go on there, you usually enter your zip code. It will tell you who your folks are. Shoot them an email. And all you really have to say in the subject line, say, I am a constituent, because they work for you. Regardless of how it goes, they work for you. And you can say something as simple as, here's my name, I live on Maple Street, and I really care about mental health issues. And I will be talking to you more as the session goes on, as the year goes on, however your structure is.
Yeah.
But it's remarkable how few people actually reach out to their folks, and it makes a huge difference. So that's my ask.
Yeah.
And you can also get information on NAMI.org. You can contact your local NAMI office, and they can tell you what they're working on. You can find out how to contact these folks, and it really, really makes a difference.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
So that's the ask.
You can't help fix what you don't know about.
Correct.
Right. Well, and to that point, actually, this is something we were talking about before we came out here, is that if you are going to be emailing legislators or, you know, lawmakers or whatnot, that, you know, you want to do so in a constructive fashion.
Yeah.
You don't just want to, we don't want it to be the torches and pitchforks and whatnot. We want it to be actually constructive, you know, have a salient point, let them know what it is that you want to see change, what it is that exactly that concerns you, obviously, and reinforce, hey, you represent me. Yeah. You represent me. You were elected to do so. Yeah. And as such, this is something that we want you to do. This is something that we are requesting that you use the power that we granted to you to actually make a difference and improve the lives of those in your community.
But again, even if you do, like if you're someone who has low energy, low spoon, struggle to do things, like Rob was saying, just send the email, just say, hey, I'm your constituent. I really do care about mental health issues. Is this something we can prioritize? And you can just leave it at that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Even that's enough.
Oh yeah,
that's good.
I totally agree.
Yeah, very good.
Awesome.
Very good. Rob, it is always a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us and being a part of what we do. And of course, what we do, the reason why we're here, is to raise money for the National Alliance on Mental Illness. And the way that we do that is all of you wonderful folks at home sending in your donations. We spent some time talking about what those donations can help with as far as the resources and everything like that. But your donations that you send in can do so much more. And they can do so by way of, you know, there's several factors here. The first that I want to touch on is all the incentives that we have for your donations. We've got, you know, incentives to hit. We've got bid wars. Yes, if you want to name certain characters or see a game played in a certain language or a certain character chosen over another. Maybe you want to troll the runner by using the most difficult character. If you want to do that, you can.
We would never do that.
Please. But when you do make your donation, and you go to rpglimitbreak.com/donate. It should be right there. Oh, no, maybe it's not on the lab.
Or just RPG Limit Break, and there's a button at the top that says donate.
There is. It's in the bio for the Twitch channel itself. Yeah. So yeah, there's plenty of incentives where you can influence what it is that you'll be watching this week. You know, while I'm thinking about it, you know, we'll talk a little about the community aspect of what's going on here in a minute, but I do want to shout out a particular member of our community. His name is Bob the Ninja Goldfish. He normally would be joining us here today, but unfortunately he wasn't able to attend this year's event. So Bob, if you're out there, we love you, we miss you dearly, and we... Hold on, wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting word that we have a special guest for the pre-show.
Oh, wow.
Oh my goodness.
What?
Oh, wow.
Hello?
Oh my
Hello?
God. Hi. This is officially Bob the Ninja Whale Lord.
I don't think it's coming through on
It's not
camera.
coming through? Okay.
But
There is Bob on the side there. So so this is Bob's spirit animal for the week.
There you go. Now it's perfect.
Excellent. Yeah. So this is Bob's spirit animal for the week. So he will be here with us in some way, shape, or form. But this is actually a fantastic segue into another great way that your donations can really make a difference, at least maybe for you personally, and that's by way of prizes.
Of which Bob the Ninja Whale Lord is one.
Yes, awesome. I saw that glint in your eye when I said prizes. So I'm gonna hand the floor over to you in just a second here. But we have got tons of prizes that are going to be available all throughout the week. And there are going to be some main prizes here, big in several forms of words. So, Gamer, why don't you tell them about some of the stuff that we've got going on as far as the prizes?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Bob here is my, at this point, yearly plushie contribution.
Yes.
Naming it Bob was obviously a bit of a last-minute decision, but
yeah.
Additionally, though, we have a number of on-site prizes that you'll be seeing throughout the week. Most of our prizes this week actually are on-site, courtesy of our attendees and some of our other prize donors that have shipped them to us in advance. That is on behalf of our new prize coordinator, Amberly, so big thanks and props to her.
Yes.
But in addition to that, so this is one of our mini grand prizes. So for cumulative donations of $75 throughout the week, for the latter half of the week. And then for the first half of the week, we actually have that Vonnie is holding here.
Yes.
It is a custom Game Boy Advance SP with a customized, I believe it's an IPS screen. And you'll even see that they hand drew our mascot Mimi onto it. So
and it's gorgeous.
It's a one of a one.
Yes.
So that is also a $75 cumulative donation throughout the week. And then our big grand prize, this was my big objective ever since like a year or two ago at this point. But behind Vonnie, we have a real replica Buster Sword.
No, just a real Buster Sword. We met up a cloud and we
the real deal. Yes. This thing weighs about 70 pounds.
Like 65, 70, something in there.
Yes. I got yelled at for handling this without wearing gloves.
As you should have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know, it was fair. I took it in stride. But also, I want to point out here, now you see these materia here. These are actually magnetic. They magnetically clip onto it.
Correct.
So if you want to customize even the materia, the materia that is slotted into the sword like it would be in the game, you can do that as well. How do folks get eligible for this one, Gamer?
That one is our big grand prize that runs all week long, and that is a cumulative $250
Yes.
to get entered in for that one.
Cool.
So as long as it's throughout the course of the week, you have donated a sum total of $250. Congratulations, you are automatically entered.
And we want to make sure that we point that out. That can be via multiple donations.
Yes.
So if you do, let's say, 3 donations of $100 each. You break that $250 threshold, you're in the running. So now, we're going to have all kinds of other prizes, and some of them are behind me here. They're going to be all throughout the week, and our wonderful hosts that will be taking you through the entire marathon will be sure to keep you up to date with everything that is eligible at the certain times where they are. So if there's something else that catches your fancy as far as what they have to talk about, be sure to make those. Donations as small as like $5 get you eligible for some of these.
Absolutely.
So we're not talking about needing to make a major financial contribution. But again, even those $5 donations, we get a bunch of those, they all add up and they all matter so much.
So much.
Yes. So So that's cool. Now, one other thing that is really exciting for this year is that we have just recently opened up our very own RPG Limit Break merchandise store. And I am rocking a nice example of that here. This is my RPG Limit Break hoodie. This is like stupid comfortable, by the way.
It looks amazingly comfortable. Let me touch the sleeve. Ooh, it's soft.
Yeah, it is. It is very soft. And I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. You've got hoodies, you've got beanies, you've got mouse pads, coffee mugs, fanny packs, folks. Like, okay.
Listen,
like
fanny packs are back, okay?
Yes.
They're super
very much are.
useful.
And not just fanny packs, RPG Limit Break branded fanny packs. So if you want to get yours, store.rpglimitbreak.com and peruse all the wares that we have there and get whatever it is that that suits your fancy. Now, everything we've been talking about, the donations for the prizes, the incentives and whatnot, 100% of your donations go towards the National Alliance on Mental Illness. But all the proceeds from what you purchase from that merchandise store, that goes towards RPG Limit Break itself. And what that helps us to do is to put on these events year after year. The contributions that we get, obviously the attendees make their contributions, but from people that, if you want to subscribe to the channel, you want to do what do you call it, a gift sub bomb. If you want to do a whole bunch of bits, things like that, please do. That all goes towards us here at RPG Limit Break as well, so that we can put these events on year after year and bring you all this fantastic content and also bring us together for what we're doing. And that's actually what I want to talk about next is the RPG Limit Break community, because it's so important and it's so integral to what we do. So Netara, I'm going to start with you. What is it about being here at these events, and you've attended several over the years, what is it that being here at these events mean to you? What is it that you look forward to so much? What's so great about being here?
Like you say, it's that community. I started coming just simply, I was like, this is a cool event. Oh, I have friends who are going, let's go and hang with friends. Maybe I'll help out the event while I'm here. But just seeing everything it does, and again, not only am I spending time with so many cool people and meeting new cool people, we're all volunteering for such an amazing cause. And I came into this community with not a lot of skills which were helpful for this, and not that you need any, but I've learned how to do so many different things just volunteering here, learning how to, be part of our safety team. I've learned how to be part of audio. Like, you come and you help and you volunteer and you just learn so much, and you can come and spend time and hang out with these amazing people, make new friends, hug Waylord a lot. They're gonna send me away. They're gonna be like, Netara.
Yeah.
But it's just such a chill time.
Yes.
And there's also stuff happening off-site too. Like, let's be clear, I come for the on-site. That's something I love. But all year round, our community is amazing, doing what they can to keep this channel going, running events, running marathons, supporting us and being part of it. So all of that really helps so much as well.
Yeah. Gamer, I want to get your thoughts, because you're obviously a very deeply entrenched member of this community. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I've been here since the second marathon. Obviously, I wasn't staff right away, but what really impressed upon me more than anything was just the sheer unity of the community. A lot of other events, I will find that they have kind of, there's like a group here, a clique there, or what have you. And as the whole, you are part of that community and you're part of that group, and you all can get along. But here, it truly is a unity of, like, all of us here are under that one bubble. And we aren't that very large of a community, but even pre-COVID numbers, when we did have quite a large attendance, it was still, you still truly felt the whole, we are here for one reason, we are one in a way. It is truly a special thing that I think, honestly, what we benefit is what brings us together, in that capacity of all of us being, having goals of wanting to benefit a mental health charity. I think that is like the true unifying goal of what keeps this community together, and I think it's very special, and I don't want that to change for anything.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And one thing that I appreciate this community, even though, like, as you said, it's smaller than others for similar types of marathons, one thing that even though it's smaller, just the global aspect of it, people coming from all over the world, different continents to be a part here in Salt Lake City with what we do year after year is really cool. And a lot of those people that come together, like the three of us here and many other people that I see over there in the tech pit and even out here in the audience, and you mentioned are the volunteers. We cannot put this event on without all these people putting in tireless work and hours upon hours of effort to make the presentation and everything that you see here all week long run as smoothly as possible, or just run, period, honestly.
Yeah, but also our offline volunteers as well. Like, we know not everyone is able to travel. No one, that's one of those things. It's not, and sometimes you don't like to. Everyone who's helping us volunteer in any way, shape, or form, thank you.
Yes.
We could not do this without you specifically.
We are small but mighty.
Yeah,
exactly
there you go. That's a great way to put it. Now, we all come together and we all are here raising the money for National Alliance on Mental Illness, but we aren't doing that unless we've got the entertainment. You come here to watch the speed runs, and that's obviously the foundation of what this whole marathon is all about. So we've got a whole bunch of really, really cool runs this year that I am really looking forward to.
Yes.
Netara, any that you want to single out or any that you are particularly excited for?
Well, I know there's a run that is the sequel to a run which has inspired many games.
Yes. I've heard about this.
Have you?
I've heard about
Really?
this, yes.
I didn't think anyone else had heard about this game.
If it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have.
You sure?
So you're welcome.
So Newtopia 2, which I'm stealing from Vonnie, I'm not letting him pick his own run because he will be running Newtopia 2 this week.
Yes.
Very hyped about that. Final Fantasy 4. The original for the SNES is what got me personally into speedrunning, and it's returning this year. And I am so absolutely hyped to see that as our finale game. So I cannot wait. And I have to really shout out Final Fantasy VI Worlds Collide.
Yeah.
Super hyped to see that tomorrow. So make sure to stay for that race. That's going to be super cool. Gamer,
yeah, what you looking forward to?
I am a sucker for randomizers.
Yeah.
I'm
Really?
going to actually put a vote in for Worlds Collide as well.
Yeah.
Also, my first RPG ever was Final Fantasy VII. So that's always near and dear to my heart. So I'm looking forward to that. And also, I am still actively playing, actually, SMRPG Remake. So I'm looking forward to that. And I need to beat it before the run happens still.
Yeah, exactly. You can watch it. Yeah.
good luck.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. One thing that I'm looking forward to is actually a run that was done last year. It's going to be done again this year, and that's Chained Echoes.
Oh, yeah. That's fun every year.
Last year we had Moonblaze Wolf run it, and we're having him run it again, but he's bringing a friend along. He's doing a co-op run this time. Co-op runs are always so much fun because it's great to see multiple people play off of each other and, in some cases rely on each other if they want to pull off certain tricks or things like that, do things quickly. So that's one that I have highlighted on my calendar. Another one that's going to be really cool, actually two that are related, is the Final Fantasy Legend and Final Fantasy Legend 2.
Love it. Love those games.
Which are going to be run by Puexel and Gyre respectively. And those are what I really like. Those are Game Boy games. And for those that know me, the retro. The whole retro thing is very much my bag, and it doesn't get much more retro than Game Boy.
So you mean the PS3?
No.
Sorry, I'll leave.
Stop it. Stop it. Anyway, so to see Game Boy games get love in a marathon is that you've always got my attention.
Especially those ones we grew up with.
Yeah. Bonnie, I feel you on that one.
Yeah, sure. Right?
I'm wearing it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
And actually, while we're on the topic, I'm glad you mentioned Chained Echoes. One new thing for this year that I do really want to call out. We have sponsors this year.
現在、プレショーの方が、行われているんですが、おそらくもうそろそろ、予定では3時からですね、イースの方始まる予定となっておりますので、ここから司会進行、私、神谷が、お送りいたします。よろしくお願いします。
Why don't we get started? Before we get out of here, give me your final thoughts on what you're really looking forward to this week, what you think your big takeaway from the week is going to be.
Waylord.
Waylord? Well said.
Got it, Waylord.
Gamer?
さて、RPG リミットブレイク2024、最初のタイトルはイース8ラクリモサ・オブ・ダーナです。カテゴリーはオールストーリーボス。こちら解説の方がいらっしゃいます。グラタンさんです。よろしくお願いします。
はい、どうもこんばんは。皆さんいかがお過ごしでしょうか。イース8の時間がやってまいりました。解説担当させていただきますグラタンと申します。どうぞよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
私自身は RTA 奏者ではないんですけども、今日はファルコム大好きおじさんとして不況にやってまいり